It's new cymbal day.
Alright guys, and here is the box. We have our brand new cymbals from Sabian, and I'm so excited for these. Big thank you to Randy Ross, Andy Zildjian, the whole team over at Sabian for getting me these cymbals sent out. So again, this is going to round out our live cymbal setup. And what we're going to do today after we get these unboxed is do a quick A/B comparison between the cymbals I use live and the cymbals I typically have on the drums in the studio and for YouTube. Why I maybe choose some of the sounds that I choose for live versus in the studio and so on and so forth. But first and foremost, let's go ahead and get into the box. So as you can see, no need for Mr. Talon Knife here. Aww. But we've got just some staples here, so we're just gonna go ahead and pull these open. All right, so we've got that open. Let's see what we've got. God, I love how they package these. It's so well done. All right, let's get these cymbals out first, and then I'll show you what we got. All right, guys, so now we have the cymbals out of the box, and I'm excited to show you what we got. So let's get some of this packaging off. Very nice. Okay, so first things first, right on top, we have a set of Sabian AAX thin hats. Now, I love these cymbals. Let's get them out, we'll take a look. I love these cymbals. I used these live with Zombies for for years. And I just love the way they sound. They're super crispy, they're super bright, but they cut through any mix. I mean, they just have a ton of projection. I love the way they sound. They have a nice chick, but then also a great wash sound, a great close sound, and a great kind of accent sound where you again open the cymbal on the accent. I love these cymbals, and I'm so excited to add these to our live arsenal here with our Sabian cymbals. Now let's take a look at what we got here. So first we have the top cymbal, which again is thin. It's got kind of a natural finish on it. It is still very beautiful. The one I had in the past was brilliant, but I actually asked for it to be a natural finish this time, and I'm super happy I did because it looks really, really nice. That bell is still pretty raw, which is also really nice, but again, this is going to make it sound a little bit brighter. Very nice. Very thin top cymbal here for the hi-hat, but of course, if there's a top for a hi-hat, there's also a bottom, and here is our bottom cymbal, which again, a little bit thicker, but still pretty thin. I mean, it's not really going to show on the camera, but still pretty thin for a cymbal. Again, I just love the hammering pattern. I love the raw bell on it. I love that. Look at that awesome Sabian logo. I mean, come on, does it really get any better than that? So super stoked because these are a great pair of hi-hats. We only got two cymbals today, but that brings us to our second cymbal. And as you can tell, this is a big boy. This is a 21-inch cymbal. And it may be a little bit of a giveaway if you can see what's going on right there on the bell. That's right, guys, that is Mr. Dave Weckl' signature, because this is a Dave Weckl' signature ride cymbal, but maybe not the one you're thinking. So as you can see right off the bat though, there's this really cool unlathed ring going across the cymbal, which may give this away, but let's get it out of the packaging here. Oh yeah, dude, look at that. That is a gorgeous cymbal. As you can see, it has this unlathed ring there that's going to help provide a lot of control for overtones, keep it really focused, and still though that HHX hammered pattern, which should give away, this is an HHX, but not just any. This is the HHX Legacy Ride. Oh yeah, dude, this is 21 inches, and I'm so stoked to get a chance to have this on the channel finally. I've been wanting to put a Legacy Ride in the studio, under the mics, under the lights for so long, and I'm so stoked to finally have one. I mean, look how beautiful this is. It's a thin ride. Again, the camera's not really gonna pick that up very well, but it's a very thin ride. I don't think the weight is written on here anywhere, but it's got this really nice pronounced bell. Again, the hand hammering pattern of HHX, and again, it's just really complex. What I like about this though is when I'm playing live, I want a ride that can give me a nice bow. Oh, that's super nice. It's really dark. A nice bell. Super pronounced, but then also I like to be able to crash. Oh my God, that is a gorgeous cymbal. I am so stoked to have this. Again, thank you so much to Randy Ross, Andy Zildjian, and of course, all of my friends over at Sabian Cymbals. All right, guys, so those are all the cymbals that we got today. The AAX thin hats and then the HHX Legacy Ride. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a side-by-side A-B comparison, where I'm going to show you the cymbals that I use live as well as the cymbals I use in the studio. I'm going to show you a little bit of the differences between the tonality and the tonal range of those cymbals, where they really excel, and how to kind of differentiate them to build your sound and find the right Sabian cymbals for you. With that being said, my friends, let's get up on the kit and we're going to start with our live cymbals. Let's get into it. Because before we get into the full sound of everything, and again, we have the live cymbals up right now, and I'll talk about what each of them are in just a second. I want to first show off these hi-hat and this ride cymbal just on its own, just so you can kind of get an idea of what these new cymbals sound like, and then we'll play the whole live cymbal set, and then we'll play the studio cymbal set. First things first, let's start with the hi-hat over here. These are the AAX 14-inch thin hats and the natural finish, and I'm just going to start with a chick with my foot, and do a couple sounds here, and then we'll move on to the ride. So here we go. Now I want to show you the cymbals all together. So just again, top view down, first we've got the AAX thin hats, 14 inches. We're not going to use the effect cymbals because I do not use these live. So we're going to do our best to keep these out of the comparison. Then we've got the 18-inch Strata cymbal right here. We have the 18-inch AA Spotlight Crash. This is a 19-inch AAX Extreme China. And then of course the 21-inch Legacy Ride. So what we're going to do now is just show all the cymbals together, and we'll just play a little bit of something, and I'll show you what they sound like as a mix. All right, now we're gonna switch to the studio cymbals and see what that sounds like. Let's get into it.
3 hours later.
All right, guys, so now we have our regular studio cymbals back on the kit. I know my hair looks crazy. I've been in here all day and I'm sweaty, but I wanted to show you the cymbals and play a little bit for you so we can hear the differences. Now, let's hear the cymbals head to head in an A-B comparison. Wow, and there you have it, you guys. There are the two different sets of cymbals. We have our live cymbal set and our studio cymbal set. And the great thing about it, you guys, is you can mix and match them however you want to, because Sabian makes incredible cymbals regardless of the line. Again, today we looked at cymbals in the AA, AAX, Stratus, HHX, all these amazing lines that are available to us drummers, lines that I love to use both on the stage and in the studio. Now, I want to talk a little bit about why I chose some of the cymbals that I chose for the different scenarios. Now, as I'm sure you can hear on the studio cymbal setup, they are a little bit darker, they're a little bit more complex. There's a little bit more sustain and shimmer, and they sound really, really good under the microphones. And what I mean by that is you can hit them, and there's a lot of expression, there's a lot of shimmer, there's a lot of complexity. They sound really nice together, a lot of really nice uniformity, and there's a lot of different vocabulary that's being used with these cymbals. The HHX line is known for that complexity. Again, there's hand hammering and machine hammering to give it that really complex sound, as well as the HHX red light is actually built and designed by Todd Zuckerman to be used in the studio because of that nice shimmering quality, where it just sounds really, really nice. It's got the nice mix of highs, mids, and lows, so that when you hit it, it just really, the microphones just love those cymbals. This BFM World ride here, that ride can do anything. It can do it all. So I'm not gonna say that's only a studio ride. If I'm being 100% honest, I'm keeping this ride in the studio because I went to Canada, hand-picked this one, and this one is very special to me, and I don't want anything to ever happen to it. I also just love the way it sounds. It's the most versatile cymbal I've ever heard. Between the bell, the bow, and crashing it, it really can do everything. In fact, if I just had that cymbal and a hi-hat, I'd be able to play pretty much any style of music. It is my favorite cymbal. Of course, my prototype China. That China is made to have a big explosive sound and then decay relatively quickly. In the studio environment, you don't want your China taking all the air out of the room when it's got bombastic energy and maybe doesn't always get right out of the way like this one does. So again, and then you go over to the hi-hats, of course, my HHX complex medium hi-hats, they do it all as well. It's got a nice chick, it's got a nice tap accent, a nice open sound. Again, it just sounds good in every style of music. Now, moving over to the live side of things, I love the AAX line for live because they're loud, they're bombastic, they hit you really hard in the face, and then they move out of the way. So on a live stage, they do a really good job of being pronounced and cutting through guitars and vocals and bass and really getting out there to the audience, but then getting out of the way real quickly. So those AAX thin hats, I love those hats. They've got a really aggressive kind of taper to them. So when you're hitting them and you're getting those kind of open hi-hat accents, it really does a great job of doing just hitting the audience and then boom, going away. It's also got a really nice tight sound when you've got it closed. It does a really good job of cutting through because of those kind of mids and highs that it has without, again, overbearing the audience. You know, and then you go to the AA Spotlight Crash. Again, another one designed with Sabian and Todd Zuckerman to be used live because it's got that nice balance of that bass, that chaos, the highs that are in there, but then also those subtle mids that really, again, cut through guitars and are really well positioned for the stage. Now, the Stratus line is a recent addition for me in the last probably year or so. I had the Stratus China when I played live with Zombies, and what I loved about that cymbal was it had the kind of nice dry, dark qualities that I like in a cymbal, but it has a really quick decay. So a lot of power, quick decay. And so I picked up that 18-inch Crash, I don't know, probably about a year ago, and it has never left my kit since. I love the way that it does exactly that. It's a quick, dry, punchy, boom, and then it's out of the way. Just like the other Crash, but they complement each other really nicely. Now, the Legacy ride is another one that's really interesting. This is the first time I've had a Legacy ride in the studio, actually. But why I picked that cymbal is because it is extremely versatile. Whether you're tapping on the bow, hitting that nice bell, or I'm sure you heard it, that incredible crash sound. Again, versatility is key when you're playing live. You want a ride cymbal that can sit in whatever mix that is, and that cymbal absolutely checks all those boxes. And last but not least, we have our AAX Extreme China, which we used in this studio, in this channel, for, gosh, 3 years. I love the AAX Extreme Chinas. I think they sound incredible, but where they really shine is in a live environment because they're loud, they're bombastic, they're tons of energy going out to the crowd, but sometimes they can be a bit overbearing, especially in a small room like this. This China fits really well in my live setup. But again, those are just a few of the reasons why I chose each setup for those different environments. But like I said just a few minutes ago, you could mix and match any of them. As I'm sure you just heard, under the mics, under the lights, all those cymbals sound great in the studio with the drums. And again, I could switch any of them out and be just fine. But I wanted to kind of explain a little bit about why I chose certain cymbals for certain environments and what I look to get out of my cymbals when I'm picking them out for the different scenarios that I find myself in. But one of the great things about Sabian cymbals is they have all different kinds of cymbal lines. They have the hand hammered, they have the HHX Evolution, they've got the full AA series, they've got AX Explosion series, they've got the Stratus, XSR, you know, the B8s, B8 Pros, the Artisan series, the Legacy series. There's so many different series that they offer that can fit any drummer's needs, whether it's for jazz, metal, rock, punk, pop, whatever. Sabian has the right cymbals for you. In fact, you can pick up every single one of these cymbals we went over today, except for that China, because it's one of a kind, down below, and the links in my bio. I have some links there for SWEETWATER as well as some links there for Tomahawk. I am an affiliate for both those brands, so it doesn't cost you anything extra to use my links down below, but by using those links down below, I get a small commission kickback to me that helps me continue to invest in this channel and making awesome videos just like this one for each and every one of you. Which, speaking of, if you want to know a couple other ways you can support me, consider becoming a Patreon member, where you get all kinds of goodies like behind the scenes, unedited versions, lessons, discounts, all kinds of goodies. In fact, you get name shoutouts like these gentlemen right here, which are all drum set level members. Thank you, my friends, for continuing to invest in the channel. Now back over here, please consider becoming a Patreon member, as well as picking up Arizona Drummer merch. We have hats, hoodies, shirts, shorts, freaking mugs, all kinds of stuff on the website you can pick up down to the link below, and all those proceeds, again, come right back to the channel where I can continue to invest in these videos. And if you want a free way, of course, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those are just a couple ways that just take a few seconds but help the algorithm know that Arizona Drummer is good for you. But more importantly, guys, again, that type of support really does help the channel grow, help me continue to make these videos and put these out for each and every one of you. So if you liked today's video, make sure to hit that like button and comment down below what your favorite cymbal of the day was, which one you would like to hear me play a little bit more of, and which cymbals you want me to try out next, if there were any here that I didn't try out that you want to see on the channel. And of course, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it helps me continue to make videos for you. So please, hit that subscribe button. But with that being said, my friends, that will close up today's video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.